Welcome back. This is another video that I end up loving so much, and yeah. So this is gonna be like a really different look. I was going for a mermaid type of look, and just trying to be creative and just work with something a little bit differently, and it just came out like way different than I thought, but I end up enjoying the process. So yeah. So to get started, I'm putting down a blue and um, trying to see like what tones I want to work with, and I didn't know exactly like how deep a tone I wanted to go with. So I just put down a turquoise shade and just gonna work from there. Like I know I wanted turquoise, but I'm going in with the Juvia's Place palette, and this one has like a really dark like cobalt blue, and I love this blue so much. Like, oh my god, I think I use this palette in just about every video. So I'm going to put that down, and I wanted my crease to be like really dark blue, and that turquoise shade was just not dark enough, so I ended up going in with this one. But I wanted to put both clips in there just to show you, like, sometimes I'll go one color, it doesn't work out, so I end up going and put down something else, and it ends up working out. And sometimes you just have to work with like the tones and see like which one you're going to end up liking. But normally like it end up blending together because they both like kind of correspond together. So I just started to like really pack in that blue, and I'm blending out the edges where that turquoise kind of peeping out, and just keep blending all the way around the corners until like it's not so bold and chunky around the edges. I want it to be smooth and round. So I'm gonna go back in with the turquoise, and I dabbed a little bit of white. I didn't show it in the clip, but you can see half blue, half turquoise, half white on the brush. And sometimes I do this to kind of like lighten up a tone that I do like, but I just want it a little bit softer, which is such a great technique. Like, you have to try this in your makeup looks. If you like a shade and it's a little too bright or a little too harsh, just put a little bit of white. Perfect. Now I'm going in with my Morphe color palette, and I'm going in with a kind of like a navy blue, and I really wanted it to be a little bit deeper, and I'm just gonna blend that out. And you can always work with that. Like, if you find a color that's a little bit deeper, you can just tap it on there just a little bit, and that'll kind of like bring the tone a little bit deeper if you want it, without like overpowering. You just tap a little bit here and there and start blending with another brush that has a similar tone on it, and it ends up just blending out perfectly. Okay, so now I'm going in with my e.l.f. camo concealer, and this is gonna be a dramatic like cut crease, very dramatic. But I just felt like if you're gonna do a mermaid look, it might as well be dramatic and then very winged out, like a tail almost. So I'm just trying to kind of create this type of look and shape. So I'm bringing this like tail out all the way to the like tail of my eyebrow, and so that's going to be like my end point. And the tape is also allowing me to know like where I want to stop and where I want to go. So like if I didn't have the tape, it will probably wing out even more, which is fine, but I really want this to be a very controlled wing. So I'm going to put in a little bit more concealer all over my lid, then I'm going to blend it out. Now I'm using a more tapered blending brush. I would normally use this to like blend out my concealer underneath my brow, but I felt like this was such a good packed brush to kind of blend out my lid. Now I'm kind of creating this shape. Now originally I wanted to like make like scales almost with the glitter, but I end up just having this as, I guess, like a template of like where I wanted to put the glitter, because this will be chunky glitter that I'll be using later on. So I'm just gonna leave that there. So now I'm going in with my Juvia's palette, And I'm going in with like a more lighter, almost sky blue shimmery shade. And I'm going in with another darker shimmery shade that's in the same palette. And this one really like, it gave me like ocean kind of vibes a little bit. So with both of those colors put together, kind of mimic the eye of what's happening at the top. So I'm creating like this kind of like opposite ombre look. So instead of the light being in the front and the dark being in the back, I'm doing the dark in the front, lighter in the center, almost like halo. And then I'm going to put the darker shimmery shade right in the corner. But I did like this slanted shade, and just packing that in just to give it some dimension, because I didn't want it to be like completely flat all the way over. And technically it wasn't necessary because the eye's going to be full glitter anyways. So now I'm going in with a lighter sky blue shimmery shade, and I'm going over that blue and just sweeping it around, kind of like a wave, I guess, like in a wave motion. This is the glitters that I chose. You can use any glitter that you want, but these were the ones that I picked out, and they're all chunky glitter. I end up not using any of my fine glitter. I end up using all chunky ones. So I'm working with a light, a medium, and a dark blue chunky glitter. So right now I'm putting on my glitter glue as I'm putting down my glitter, and this shade is the lightest blue shade in tone. And I just want to create like this like organic flow of tones. It's like nothing is very perfect and in one way. So now I'm putting in the dark blue chunky glitter next to the dark blue shimmery shade, and I feel like that will give it like a little more dimension, and it will like flow better. That dark blue into the dark blue glitter, flow it into the light blue glitter. And actually, from what I like noticed later on, like that glitter was almost like perfect tone for that shade of eyeshadow. It was crazy. So now I'm going in with like a medium tone. It almost looked light, as light as the other tone, but I'm just going in between, and I'm just picking up like randomly where I want to place everything. So now I'm picking up the lighter blue chunky glitter right next to the medium tone. And as I'm doing this, I am patting down the eyeshadow. I'm patting down the glitter so the glitter won't stand up and flex away. I want it to be flat to my lid. So I'm just constantly putting it down. Then I will like stop before it dries and just pat it down. So now I'm going in with some more at the top. And there's no particular way that I'm doing this. I decided to do it with the dark at the end and put a little bit light ones. Here I'm taking tweezers to kind of get that glitter to stay right in the line where I want it to be, because I noticed that when the glitter goes up a little bit, it kind of makes my line look like it's wobbly. So I'm just trying to correct the glitter and try to keep it as close underneath. Now I'm going in with my Fenty Galaxy palette in that light blue shade, and I'm going to pack that in my inner corner just to give it a little bit of shine. And I'm going in with these lashes, these Platinum Princess, and this is the look. Like, look how cute it came out. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy my next upcoming videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe.